Hey, what's up, Mustache Traders? So today I'm here to kind of hammer over the FEYE and CVS swings that were both small losses, but I want to cover why they were signaled as losses. So first off, let's start with the market. Good market overview is never bad. So as you guys can see, we did push new all-time highs on SPY. That was the reasoning. We saw a lot of stocks push up for that short period of time in the beginning of the morning, and then as well retrace and then try to pick back up again. But as you can see, the same thing happened on NASDAQ because it had a great rip above its only resistance, in which I showed you guys that in the past couple of videos, what we really needed to pass up on the overall market and why we've really been sitting sideways. But as you can see, all this sideways action wasn't just for nothing. It did end up pushing over this one resistance here for tech. But as you can see, the only three left emerging candles over here around all-time high are right above current price right now for tech. So tech is not at all-time highs, SPY is at all-time highs, but they are both very, very bullish today. So very good levels pushed today on both of them, but today I'm going to be covering the FEYE loss and CVS loss, and then right after I'm going to cover a couple things I'm looking at end of day to maybe call out for a swing. So as you can see here on FireEye, we called it out for the bearish bearish resistance here that we ended up hitting the other day. So I was like, okay, we can call that out, have good light risk. So we ended up taking a very, very tiny loss as it was passing, but I want to show you on the smaller time frames where we cut. So I didn't call it out as soon as we opened. I did give this a little bit of time to kind of settle. Let's see on the 5-minute. I gave this a couple of minutes to settle, and I didn't like that it finished above mine, and then I didn't like that this was trying to fight above the previous day highs. So it doing that made me want to cut it. I didn't even want to try and hold it. And as you can see, we did the right thing because it just kept ripping upwards after it did. So very light risk reward on that. We actually cut that for... we cut that at 2034, 2035 range. The contract went from 0.60 to 0.49, so very, very tiny loss. And then CVS was about the same case. Ended up pushing back above pre-market. It looked really good here at open. You know, it even went past the first target. But as you can see, the market pushing up didn't help out that trade. So just, I mean, not even really unlucky. Just bad trade, whatever. You know, take the loss and move on. But what I'm going to be watching, and why I have this watch list up end of day, is I'm looking for not futures. I'm looking for solar to pick up over time again for another good couple callouts on this for the farther plays. So we just got done closing Sun W for pretty big gains on that far September contract. We opened that towards the end of May, and we ended up closing that for a little over 40% in gains from here. I can show you on the daily. From here to here. So again, you can see it did rip up a little bit more with a lot of emotional trading in between that. You can see the wicks on everything makes it a little harder to get back on. But as you see, I like where it's sitting. But there's a couple that are needing to pick up a little bit more. Tan overall is what I'm watching, and I'll show you exactly what you need to chart. So open up your weekly, zoom in over here. You need to at least mark your top, and you need to mark the nice peak there and a nice peak here. So you got your three main peaks marked. But what I'm doing is marking my emerging candles in the weekly. Now I'm moving down to the daily, and I'm going to be doing the same thing here. Focusing on this left side first. We can get to that right side after. Let's mark all of our emerging candles for now. So marking all those, marking that gap range. So I got a lot of levels now. We don't have just a bunch of plain land there. So we can zoom in on over here now, and you can see a lot of levels are being utilized. Within, we bounced support off here after that earnings. A lot of the stocks had earnings about in this area, so that's why you have that weird dip right there. But ended up picking up, making a higher low right here. Now we're kind of range trading between here. So I'm really seeing if this is going to end up picking up or not. But I really like this area that it's in, as well as these trend lines. So I'm going to be going off this trend line as well. We're bouncing still off of it. I normally go off of normal trend, but as you can see, we are kind of just in a range. And I'm not going to utilize the top line because it's utilizing current price. If you utilize current price with a trend line, it's a very weak trend line. But that's what I'm going to be looking at end of day, so expect a Sun W or JKS or Run or FSLR call out end of day. Those are probably my favorite for this solar sector. DQ, though, is not just solar, so if anyone knows that, it does a lot, and they're really, really big energy in China. So if you ever end up checking that one out, they're probably the most complex. You won't see me call them out, but they are something I always watch because they're a very powerful company. CSIQ I'll probably stay away from due to the dilution from the shares that they end up coming out with. So I'm going to not touch that one. Sedge, expensive premium, but I'll still be monitoring this one as well. And then Sun Power, this is a very good company that I'll probably call out. Between this, Sun W, JKS, and I'm probably not going to call it TAN, but Run, FSLR, the other one. So Hope you guys like this TA though. Also, I'm going to link a video in the description of this if you want to check that out. It's a really big pattern price action video that covers a lot of swing trading analysis, pattern analysis, all the good stuff. But I hope this update was good, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.